I don't know why I decided to do a commentary while playing this game. Probably because I just want to get better at it, and I'm trying to be a speedrunner at this game. So, you know what? We're just gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? How do I start off? I was a big damaged baby back in the day, but as of my job that I have as right now, a lot of the people I work with who are parents. They tell me that babies are made of rubber, and the more I look back on the damages I've had on my head, they've been correct. So if you ever drop a baby, you'll be fine. Okay, they'll probably live, hopefully. Have y'all guys ever just had the urge whenever, like, whenever you're holding a baby and you're just like, I should drop this thing? Or have you ever just like had that thought in your head before? Like, obviously you're not gonna do it, but like, you just had the thought, like, mate, what if I do? What if I do drop the baby? Like, you feel horrible. And you just like think about like, yep, I'd go to jail. I'd probably get punched in the face. But like, you'd never drop a baby. But like, you've definitely had the thought before about holding it. I would say, I know I have. Start off with my first time I've ever damaged my head that I remember. So one time I was like 3 years old, and I was with my mom. It was just me and her during this moment, and I was like 3 years old, and my mom was in her bathroom doing some stuff. I think we were going out to do something, and I was a toddler, and so she couldn't like she like had me unattended and everything, and she had a laptop, and these were like the big fat laptops, not the skinny laptops I have now, like the big boy laptops that like were new, and they're big and fat and everything. And she had them covered up in sheets. She had them covered up in like bed sheets and everything. And I remember and my mom told me that I came running into her and my dad's room, and I jumped on the covers, and somehow apparently those laptops were made of stone, and those laptops were made of stone, and I freaking split open my, like, I didn't split, like, it was like I landed my head right next on the corner of the laptop, and it split open my face, like right next to my eye, like not my eye, but like right next to it. I don't know if y'all guys understand that part right there. Like I'll show up an image of what part I'm talking about. And apparently I had to get stitches right there as a baby, and yeah, I did. The scar is still there till this day. I think that was the first incident of me having head damage. And also, I'm really happy that my parents never dropped me as a baby, just so I don't have any dropping trauma or something. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm trying to say? I'm convinced that the people who are scared of heights is because whenever they're a baby, their parents dropped them. That's probably what I'm thinking. But a second story I have is when I remember one time, my dad, me, and my brother were all looking at houses for my dad to buy and everything. And this realtor that we were going with, she was driving us around these different houses and everything. And I remember I was in the back seat and everything, and so I got out the car seat and everything, and I was looking around because my ADHD body would not stand still. And I remember walking forward, and I just slammed my freaking face all on the rear view mirror and everything. I remember that pain till this day. That shit hurt. And then also, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure the same week. So my whenever my dad would have me and my brother, he lived in an apartment, and he had an upstairs apartment. And I remember one time it was me and my brother were jumping on the bed one time. And I remember one time my brother pushed me off the bed and slammed me, and I somehow broke the window glass. I somehow didn't go through the window, but I broke the window glass. And once again, I have a scar on my skull about it. I have a scar on my skull, and I don't remember that day, but I remember it hurting the day after. I remember that hurting a lot. One time, I was in the car with my dad, my brother, and my dad's ex-girlfriend. And I remember one time my ADHD body would not stand still, and I remember slamming my head onto the backseat window, and I cracked it. I don't know what was wrong with me. I might have been autistic. I might have been autistic back in the day. I still do have a little bit of the autism in me. One time, notice how like a lot of these stories include my dad in it, probably because my dad wasn't as protective as my mom, but still love my dad. But you know, and I remember one time, my brother, and my dad were driving to church one day, and remember one time. So every single day before we went to churches, we always passed by this park, and it was like purple, and it was all made of metal. It was like no plastic back in the day, and I remember me and my brother asked if my dad could go out there and we can play. And my dad said we can play for 5 minutes, and that's what me and my brother did. Remember we were playing tag, and there's like these little metal skipping parts. I don't know how to describe it, but there were like these skipping steps you would do that like left holes in them, and they were made of metal. I don't know why. I don't know why anyone would. I don't know why anyone would like. I don't know why anyone would ever manufacture that. Like I don't know why anyone would ever manufacture that for little kids to play in, but And I remember I was going on the skipping steps, and my brother was trying to tag me, and he pushed me down on the freaking skipping steps, and I landed face first onto the pole, and I remember having a whole entire freaking bump on my head for like a solid week. It hurt. It was throbbing really hard. And another park story too. I remember one time. I have about two other park stories as well. One time, my brother and my mom took me and my brother to this park one time, and there is this one slide that went really high up, and it didn't have like any guardrails on it. Like whenever you like hold onto the slide, and it's like little protector thingies on them. Like whenever you're going down a slide, there's like things that like stop you from like falling off it. Yeah, for some reason this slide didn't have like a little guardrail thing or not a guardrail. It didn't have like a little it didn't have anything that would prevent you from falling off the thing. So it was just a slide that you'd go down hoping that you wouldn't fall. Probably meant for like 12-year-old kids. I was about 8 at this time. And I remember me and my brother were also playing tag again. And I was running for my dad. I was running for my brother, and was climbing up the the slide where that had no handlebars on it, and I fell off. Like it was like a 12-foot drop too. So this thing was like it was high up. It was very high to where it hurt really bad. I remember. Do y'all guys ever have like the whenever your life flashes before your eyes? I remember having that moment. It felt like Jesus was about to pick me up from the earth. Me and my brother, we have a local park that we go to, and there is this like the little wobbly bridge that they have at the little parks for little kids. I remember going on those, and you know how there's like little spaces on the little bridge thing to where like a little kid can fall through. I somehow managed to my little idiot head somehow managed to go through those things, and I fell through it. And once again, I had that that life flash before my eyes, and I fell through that thing again, and it hurt really bad. Another park story at the same local park my brother, and my mom used to go to a lot. But my aunt took me and my brother this time. Me and my aunt and my brother were all playing tag. Notice how keep in mind that a lot of these injuries can't come from tag and playground. Okay, so I don't know why I didn't learn for the better to quit playing this game. And you know how whenever you're on the playground and everything, there's like that little underground area to where you can just like run around those little poles. Well, my aunt was chasing me, and I remember looking behind me just so she wouldn't chase me. She was like right behind me, and the second I looked ahead, there was a pole right in front of me, and then ding! Oh, that sounded bad. I turn around the last second to see what I'm running towards, and then I see this metal pole, and all you hear is ding! Like that's all you that's all you hear. And all you hear is that's what you hear. And I remember we were washing my mom's car, and me and my brother, and I sprayed my brother with the water hose, and my brother hates it when I do that. And so one time he pushed me on the ground, on the concrete ground of the driveway, and I chipped my tooth, and that shit hurt. I think that's about all my stories of me hitting my head I plan on having more in the future because that was pretty horrible, and I don't like hitting my head on the ground. But that was that's I think those are all my head hitting stories. So let me know y'all guys' times y'all guys hit your head or needed stitches or something um down in the comments, and I see y'all guys another time. Later.